It's Monday, March 15th, 2021. Welcome to the Day Weather Podcast. What a storm, folks. Hopefully you're going to be able to get dug out soon. There's a lot of areas that it's going to take 2 or 3 days to completely dug out. A lot of folks can't go anywhere with road closures. Snowfall amounts in Wyoming and northern Colorado. In many areas, 12 to 30 inches of snow. I know that's a broad range, but the low end of this storm was a foot in many areas, where we expected it to be the heaviest. And some areas have exceeded 30 inches of snow. So this is going to rival, when we put together all the numbers, the 2003 storm. Don't have all the numbers in yet. We've got to melt some snow, get some measurements still in. Snowfall of 2 to 5 feet was common along the east slopes of the foothills and mountains, especially the mountains and foothills west of I-25. That's where the most impressive numbers are. Some areas got more rain than snow across portions of eastern Colorado, western Kansas, and parts of Nebraska, but they still got the needed rain. The storm was so intense that it brought in some very warm air all the way from the Gulf Coast states, and that caused the turnover to snow in some areas that are lower in altitude to take a little bit longer. Water equivalents from the storm were 1 3/4 of an inch to some areas as much as 4 inches. There's a lot of areas we'll probably see the average water equivalents with the storm 2 to 3 inches once we get it all measured. There's going to be a slow warm up. The extensive snow field that has now developed is really going to make it slow to warm up. The storm is also going to be slow to move out. We might actually get a little more snow in some areas as we go into later today, tonight, and tomorrow. And then we've got another maybe smaller storm system to deal with this weekend. So it's going to be a slow process to get all the snow melted out and also to warm up. This shows the snowfall as of midnight last night in terms of where the storm deposited the snow. This doesn't show where this rain fell, but it shows where the snow was. And you can see this wedge here of blue that goes into southeastern Wyoming and northern Colorado, then into the mountains. That's where the heaviest snow came in. And it's about where the models were saying it was going to be, in that upslope area of southeastern Wyoming and far northern Colorado. Snow water equivalents, really impressive. As you start to get into the purple here, that's where your snow water equivalents were 2 inches or more. So a tremendous amount of water with this storm that's going to really boost the snowpack. In fact, here we are. An amazing jump in the snowpack on the Laramie River drainage and the lower North Platte. These snowpack drainages here and here were in the 70s, 70-some% of normal just a week or 10 days ago. That's how much snow came in with that storm. Look at the Powder River. The southern Bighorns did very well with this system. And this snowpack is still below average, but the Crow Creek, that southeast corner of Wyoming between Laramie and Cheyenne that was suffering so badly, a week ago they were 36% of normal. So there was a doubling of the water content in the snow up there with this storm. The upper North Platte, the Little Snake, Lower Green, now some areas within striking distance of getting those snowpacks back to normal. Saw the snowpack in the lower North Platte, upper North Platte, Laramie River drainages, and the South Platte into Colorado, now climbing back up to near average. This is where the upper level low is today. As of sunrise this morning, notice that the storm in its center here is elongating. It kind of looks like a peanut there. It's weakening, but we still have that counterclockwise spin. The storm has brought in dry air with it. It is in its weakening state, but it's going to move very slowly. And this is by tonight. This low coming off the California coast causes this one that brought us all the stormy weather to continue to weaken and elongate, but the counterclockwise spin is still coming back upslope. So it is going to stay cool, and this area here could still be in the area of some light snow and snow shower activity today, tonight, tomorrow, and even into Wednesday morning. This low here is actually going to bring rain and snow to parts of southern Colorado and northern New Mexico. It's not going to turn into a big storm system, but it's going to keep us cool and unsettled through midweek. Now by Thursday, that low moves into the Midwest and the Great Lakes, and look at this. If you want to know when the big melt is, the big melt starts Thursday and Friday and into early Saturday, as southwest winds will bring much warmer air in, and that's going to be able to start to melt the snow. Even though the March sun will melt quite a bit of snow today and tomorrow when it does peek through the clouds, it's really not till the end of the week before we see any significant warm-up and any significant melting. By Saturday night, we have a Pacific front coming through. This is going to be producing some colder temperatures and a return of mountain snow and some rain and snow showers on the plains for Saturday night, Sunday into Monday. So yes, we're going to have a warm up at the end of the week, but it's March. We're going to have more weather systems coming in and the next one due to come in this weekend. But it's not going to turn into a monster storm. It'll be a minor system, but it will still produce snow in the mountains and rain and snow on the plains. Look at the temperatures. These are temperatures compared to average. Green and blue here and purple shows much below average temperatures. And this is for Wednesday. So we're going to see, and a lot of this is going to be due to the snow on the ground and the wet soils, keeping temperatures below average. This is for Thursday afternoon. So even though we're going to start to warm up Thursday, that snow cover is going to really retard the warmth. It's going to be hard to really warm up very quickly. And if you look at the 10-day average of temperatures between now and the early parts of next week, we're still going to be below normal because of the soil that's really gotten moist out of this storm, thankfully, finally some moisture, but the snow cover as well. So we're going to have to exercise a lot of patience here in the coming days and week ahead as it's going to be a slow warm-up. Send us your storm photos. I know a lot of you have probably taken some amazing storm photos. We want to see them. If it's okay for us to post them on our next podcast and you're okay with that, send your photos to podcast@dayweather.com and we'll take a look at everybody's storm photos. I've already seen some amazing ones. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Stay warm and hopefully you can get out of your neighborhood soon.